And I hope we have some people, some elements in Antigua and Barbuda. And I hope, the
This
Prime Minister
is
talk about
Antigua
it. I
Newsroom.
hope the Rasta Elders in Antigua and Barbuda know they can't go to the land of Selassie without getting vaccinated. They can't go to Ethiopia. They need chickenpox, tetanus, flu, MMR, polio, shingles, cholera,
This
hepatitis
is
A,
Antigua Newsroom.
COVID-19, malaria, measles. You go to university, you have to get vaccinated. You go Africa the other day, you have your measles, you can't go. But all of a sudden, we don't know what vaccine mandates are. They're talking about dictatorship. Not like when the parents in here didn't have to take their kids to the clinic and get vaccine, or to go to school and you have a vaccine card. But all of a sudden, they don't know what vaccine mandates are. We have to be responsible. Vaccines are the greatest modern medical advancement. I applaud the responsibility of the churches. The Seventh Adventist Church recently, who have indicated vaccines are not an issue of sin and salvation, and encouraging people to get vaccinated. So all those who want to use religious excuse, their church not standing for it. We need to be responsible. Our vaccination numbers has increased because of a recent mandate for government workers. And I want to say something. And I know I get criticism for it. And I really don't care, that these persons who recently got vaccinated because of this mandate, I want, as they sit down and receive that injection, as the needle enters their arm, they should feel shame. They should feel shame. And the reason they should feel shame, you have observed what has happened for 2 years.
This is
You have
Antigua
observed what has happened.
Newsroom.
People have been dying, hospitals overwhelmed. All these things have been happening in the world. And only because Gaston Brown, the Prime Minister, say you have to get vaccinated, you're going to get vaccinated. You didn't have the courage of your conviction. So all these anti-vaxxers now lining up to get vaccinated. We've had vaccines since March. Senator Gavaya and her team have done an excellent job. And I'm talking about the people who are immunocompromised, who have medical conditions and whatnot. Those people, we understand, they speak to their doctors.
This is Antigua Newsroom.
If they should get the vaccine or not. I remember Dr. Belizier saying a gentleman, he can't get vaccinated because of how his red blood cells and his white blood cells operate. And those persons I understand, and those persons I was excused. That you see what has happened, the death and the sickness. The doctors come on ABS every night talking about how overwhelmed they are. And we did not take the responsible decision, many in our society. And they should feel shame for that. I make no excuses for that. That if not for this mandate, there are many in our community who have let this get out of control. Since the 19th, how much people have died? 15 people. A mother, expectant mother has died. There are people in this country who have been irresponsible, and the government of Antigua and Barbuda taken the responsible decision to keep Antigua and Barbuda safe in the middle of a pandemic.
This is Antigua Newsroom.
We had a day with 7 people died in 24 hours. And all the doctors have said that predominantly the unvaccinated are dying. Those are the facts. If you want to ignore numbers all of a sudden and the statistics, the unvaccinated are dying. It is a pandemic of the unvaccinated, and people are still reckless. Their children have conversations with children who want to be vaccinated and can't because of their parents. And I hear some people say, you hear this argument all the time. They support vaccines. They support other vaccines, just not this one. But when you critically analyze that statement, it makes not one iota.
This is Antigua
Are you
Newsroom.
referring to the vaccines you had to take as children when you had no awareness of what vaccines were? When you can count from 1 to 10 and say an alphabet. You support those vaccines. And we know more about vaccines now than we ever knew about vaccines then. I don't know the name of none of the vaccines. I don't know who make them, where they come from. I know nothing about the polio, measles, MMR to take as children. These vaccines now we have today, we know who make them, we know where they're made, we know what's in the ingredients, but all of a sudden we have opposition to vaccines.